Good evening, everyone. This is my last official meeting as mayor of Oak Hill. Let me call the commission meeting to order. If we'll stand for a moment of silence and remember our veterans, and then the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first thing on the agenda, moving comments and concerns to the forefront. And that's because I have a letter that was written by attorney Tanner Andrews. It was emailed on the 6th of November to Jerome. Jerome in turn sent it to everybody as, Mr. Tanner, please distribute it to the commissioners with any other late material prior to the meeting. This letter is addressed, attention, Mayor Taylor and commissioners. Dear Mayor and commissioners, initially, allow me to welcome the new members of the governing board. Congratulations on your successful campaigns. Welcome. Now it gets ugly, or as we might say, challenging. Before I proceed, I would inform you that I am speaking solely for myself on this. No one has engaged me to prepare this advice and is motivated by the opportunity for civic improvement in Volusia County. I also remind you that I am not your attorney. I am not your IT department. I do not intend to offer legal advice or technical computer service, but solely to offer my personal views as to what seems to be sound public policy. Any words which sound lawyerly or technical are likely artifacts of my present or past occupation. For those of you who don't know Mr. Tanner Andrews, he's represented Joe Catagano, Kerry Warning, and Mark Drollinger. From what I have seen, it would appear that a change in administration would be appropriate. I have two suggestions with regard to such change. Before I get to them, let me set forth a little background. In this letter, I will refer to certain agreement dated September 26, 2023 between the city of Oak Hill and Jerome Adams as the contract. The contract, 2B, page 1, provides for 15 calendar day notice and calls for the notice to be written. The contract, 2B, page 3, also provides that the city should set a meeting to decide whether the termination is to be deemed for cause. This is important because 2B, page 2, provides for 20 weeks of severance if the termination is without cause. The contract, 2B, page 2, incorporates Florida statute 2015.4254A to define misconduct. That statute in turn refers to Florida statute 443.03629. The language of the statute is echoed in 2B, page 3 of the contract. Having given that background, I now proceed to suggest termination of employment to suggest cause for such termination, and to offer a form of notice for termination. The present city administrator ought to be discharged following the recent election. I submit that this should be fairly uncontroversial position. Any relief of the present administrator ought to be done in compliance with the statute, the charter, and the contract. The Oak Hill Charter 6.03 provides that the commission may remove the administrator at any time. Also, 6.04 provides that the commission may provide for an acting administrator if the regular administrator is absent. The contract, 3B, incorporates the charter provision. Thus, while termination of the contract requires notice, the employee may be removed from City Hall at any time. You will do well to have a plan for succession. Either promote a deputy as acting administrator or appoint someone else. As you will. I have heard that there is an outside person ready, willing, and able to serve, but can't afford no useful information as to that. With those things in mind, then I would urge that a motion be crafted along these lines. I move that the City of Oak Hill terminate the contract of Jerome Adams with the effective date being 15 days from tomorrow, to wit, 27 November 2024. Remove Mr. Adams from his position in City Hall. Give Mr. Adams immediate written notice of termination in the form to be discussed shortly. Place a separate hearing on 9 December 2024 agenda to discuss whether the termination is for cause. Determine that Mr. Adams' duties for so long as he shall remain on duty shall be limited to sitting in a chair on the walk outside City Hall, politely greeting passerbys, during which time he shall be deemed to be absent as contemplated under 6.04 of the charter. A separate motion as to elevating an active city administrator or hiring a city ought to follow almost immediately. There may be some argument that we cannot simply remove Mr. Adams from City Hall. Such a reading is contrary to the charter, which is effectively the organic law of the city. Worse, however, any reading that says we must suffer the administration of the city by an employee in whom its commission have lost confidence is simply ridiculous. It does Mr. Adams no injury to not work at administration of the city. It would do great injury to have an unwanted administrator contemplating gloom while he works. It follows that Mr. Adams' final duties ought not to include any form of labor with the city of Oak Hill. It goes on. The discharge ought to be for cause. There are several things which should, in the eyes of reasonable commissioners, constitute cause. The city of Oak Hill is the employer for the purpose of this discussion. The contract refers to Florida Statute 2015.4254A2 to define misconduct, and that statute in turn refers to Florida Statute 443.03629. Misconduct is defined in Florida Statute 443.03629A to include conscious disregard of the employer's interest and deliberate violation of reasonable standards expected of an employee. The city administrator committed misconduct by failing to require prints of Garden Street final plans project be submitted on or before 180 days after preliminary approval, failing to inform the commissioner that a complete application was not received timely, present incorrect plans to both the public and commissioners, and holding them out as final plans on which the commission would be voting. I think Commissioner Catagano reviewed one of the plans that was 300 pages. He spent 2 hours here in this office and couldn't finish looking at it.
That's not true, Mayor Gibson.
You made that statement.
That's not true, Mayor
You
Gibson.
made that statement.
That is not true, Mayor
The
Gibson.
employer is obviously interested in having its code of ordinance followed. Oak Hill Ordinance 24-192B1 requires final development application to be submitted within 6 months of preliminary approval. Oak Hill Ordinance 20-200 requires applicants to include 15 prints of the plans. The city's interest is sharpened if interested persons or members of the governing body want to review the plans. The employer is prejudiced by failing to report the lack of complete application within 180 days under Oak Hill Ordinance 24-192B1. The lack of timely final application means that the preliminary approval becomes void and there is nothing on which to proceed. The administrator embarrasses the city when he lets such a thing go forward to a hearing despite the fact that it is ultimately
What
no.
happened to the roll call? You're out of, this isn't on the agenda.
I'm the mayor and I'm running this meeting. Please,
On your agenda,
Be
it
quiet.
says roll call. You haven't
misconduct.
done the roll call.
Misconduct is defined in Florida statute 443.03629B to include careless or negligence to such a degree as to show culpable intent or substantial disregard of the employer's interest. The city administrator committed misconduct, failing to send the 68.065 letter concerning a bounce check of some thousands of dollars in application fees until inquiry was made as to the copy of that letter. Failing when the applicant did not make restitution for the bounce check, to proceed to obtain restitution either through criminal or civil process. When the city is obviously interested in being reimbursed for its cost of processing application, this disregard is worse than the money in single transaction. It also shows the public, particularly future applicants, they need not make good payment. The charter has required the city administrator to keep the commission fully insured as to the financial condition and future needs of the city. The city administrator committed misconduct by failing to provide substantial responses to expectations noted in the most recent audit. While he inherited some of these problems, the administrator is responsible. Think of it as the buck stops here, especially since he is the one getting most of the bucks from the city. You are required to give Mr. Adams 15-day notice of termination. You are required to give Mr. Adams notice of possible cause for termination at least 7 days prior to the hearing. The new or acting administrator will handle giving the notice of cause. You must direct the new administrator right away. There is no scheduled meeting consistent with the timing requirements. As an alternative, you may simply choose to present Mr. Adams with a copy of page headed 2 of this letter. Notice to Mr. Adams concerning employment with the City of Oak Hill. Number 1, your employment is defined in the contract 26 September 23 is hereby terminated effective November 27, 2024. Item 2, during the time 12 November 2024 and 27 November 2024 inclusive, your duties stated to be that you will sit in a chair on the walk in front of City Hall and politely greet passerbys. You are free to use any accrued vacation, leave, compensation, or other time available to you in lieu of performing the above stated duties. The city will hold a hearing at the commission meeting on December the 9th, 2024, 1800 hours, or as soon thereafter as may be heard, in order to determine whether the termination is to be deemed for cause. You may waive this hearing by giving notice in writing. The city of Oak Hill appreciates and thanks you for your service. The commission has authorized the mayor to sign this notice on behalf of the city. Ricky Taylor. At this time, I'm going to pass the gavel. I'm going to make a motion to give a vote of confidence to Jerome Adams.
Do we have a second?
I second it.
We have a vote and a second.
Any further discussion? Any of y'all like to make a comment? Call for the vote. Attorney Simpson?
I don't know. Do you have to call that? Or?
Call the vote.
Okay. Commissioner Hyatt,
Yes.
Commissioner Caligano,
No.
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lindlaw,
Yes.
Mayor Gibson.
Yes. Motion
Motion
passes.
passes 5-1. And I have to say, I read this letter from Mr. Andrews, and I was offended. More than just offended, I was outright enraged. The fact that you would use language such as having Mr. Adams sit out in front of City Hall like he's some kind of a Jim Crow kind of a effect, I mean, that's pretty terrible. And to write something like that, such trivial stuff, I think is ridiculous. And in fact, I was so enraged that I filed a complaint with the Florida Bar in regards to you. And I don't think you should be an attorney with your racist comments, and I don't think you should be an attorney practicing in the state of Florida. And with that, I am going to leave.
My last thing, congratulations.
Congratulations
to
to all three of the
that have
commissioners.
won. It is now time for y'all to be sworn in. Thank you.
Protect our city.
Thank you for your service, guys.
Jerome, I have one last thing. Keys to the city and VIA. That's Mayor Taylor's key.
You raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Carrie Warning,
I, Carrie Horning,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States
the Constitution and government of the United States
and of the state of Florida
and of the state of Florida
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Oak Hill,
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Oak Hill,
that I am duly qualified to hold office
that I am duly qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state
under the Constitution of the state
and the charter of the city of Oak Hill,
and the charter of the city of Oak Hill,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
perform the duties of office
perform the duties of office
of Commissioner Seat 2
of Commissioner Seat 2
for the city of Oak Hill, Florida,
for the city of Oak Hill, Florida,
on which I am about to enter,
of which I am about to enter,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Now, you want me to go sit down? Yes. Okay. Absolutely. Thank you.
Congratulations.
You got it.
Raise your right hand, please. I, Mark Drollinger,
I, Mark Drollinger,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support,
protect
and defend
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and government
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Oak Hill,
charters and ordinances of the city of Oak Hill,
that I am duly qualified to hold office
that I am duly qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state
under the Constitution of the state
and the charter of the city of Oak Hill,
and the charter of the city of Oak Hill,
and that I will well and faithfully perform
and I will well
and faithfully
perform
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Commissioner Seat 4
of Commissioner C4
for the city of Oak Hill, Florida,
for the city of Oak Hill, Florida,
upon which I am about to enter,
which I'm about to enter.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Yuck. Watch the door.
Coming in.
Congratulations.
Hey, thank you, sir.
Taylor.
Right here. It's right in my ear.
I, Ricky Taylor,
I, Ricky Taylor,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, defend, and protect
the Constitution and government of the United States
the Constitution, government of the United States,
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
and the charter and ordinances
and the charter and ordinances
of the city of Oak Hill,
of the city of Oak Hill,
that I am duly qualified
that I am duly qualified
to hold office
to hold office
under the Constitution of the state
on the Constitution of the state
and the charter of the city of Oak Hill,
and the charter of the city of Oak Hill,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
perform the duties of the office
perform the duties of the office
of mayor of the city of Oak Hill,
of mayor of the city of Oak Hill
upon which I am about to enter,
that I am about to enter.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Maybe two of them.
Pass it down to Ricky. Roll call. We skipped over roll call, Ricky.
There's empty seats up front. Anyone else sit up there? Three of them.
I don't know if you need to, I think we can go straight to selection of vice mayor, then we'll roll call. Y'all have been sworn in, we can go to A2, which is the next step.
All right. Selection of vice mayor.
The way the charters were, just somebody just needs to be nominated and it's voted on. There's no It's not based on seniority or anything like that.
Sure,
Correct.
okay. All right, do we have a nomination for vice mayor?
You should nominate Joe.
I'll nominate Joe Catagano as vice mayor. Any other nominations?
I nominate Joe.
Okay.
All right, well, at this time, I think we go for what, a ballot?
No, let's just go forward just for a vote.
Just for a vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
Needed a second. Scott, they needed a second, right?
I don't, it just says, let's see, it just says nominations are heard, nominations shall be closed, so if there's no other nominations, it's
Then it's
closed and a
unanimous.
vote's taken. Technically, the charter says you take a vote, but there's no other nominations. There doesn't have to be seconded.
Okay, so
Say no other nominations?
no other nominations? All right,
Vote closed and do a roll call.
all right, vote closed, and let's do a roll call.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Waring,
Yes.
Commissioner Drominger,
Yes.
Commissioner Hyatt,
Yes.
Commissioner Katigana.
Yes.
Vote's unanimous.
Be thinking of his
I'm not
vote now,
sorry
so-
for that.
Congratulations, Vice Mayor Joe Catagano. I guess we'll move on to
Modifications.
do we have any modifications to the agenda? We'd like to add in?
It is. It is on.
It's
It's red.
It's on.
It's on.
Lean into it, Ricky.
All right.
I have modifications to the agenda, by the way.
I also have modifications to the agenda as well.
You want to go first?
Sure, why not? Okay, item H1, second reading of the RPUD to MH1. We need to table this. Mr. Adams can prepare a proper ordinance with the correct mayor and commission's name on it. So I think we should table that. H2, the second reading of Lighthouse Code. Mr. Adams has presented an ordinance 2024-05, again with the wrong mayor and commissioner's name on it. Also, the packet is incomplete and has incorrect information. This packet he presented still shows 60% coverage of the lots, when in the first presentation in August 12th, ordinance 24-2005, it was read into the record at the request of the Vice Mayor, Lynn Law, the request that it be amended to only 40% coverage. It passed with a 4-to-1 vote. Commissioner Hyatt voted no. For that reason, I think it needs to be tabled. Item M2, City Meets and Bounds. This was presented September 9th and voted on and passed by the former commission. Mr. Adams was to contact the surveyor and get that started. Don't quite understand why this is on the agenda. Why hasn't the work already started? And one item that I would like to move forward on the agenda is item M1, the ordinance for sleeping in the park. This item was presented on July 22nd because of a new law that was taking effect in October. There was a motion by Vice Mayor Lindlaw, seconded by Commissioner McGee, and approved by all of the commission. The new law, HB 1365, went into effect in October. A payment of $3,507 should have been made. I question, has that payment been made, Mr. Adams?
Yes, it is.
It has, thank you. The ordinance number 2413 has former commissioners' names on it. Again, not the current commission. And I question, and this is a legal answer, Scott, you can answer. I question the legality of us signing an ordinance that was passed by the former commission. We didn't vote on it, this commission didn't vote on it, the former commission voted on it, the former commission made that approval. Where do we stand legally? I don't like the idea of signing something that was passed by a former commission.
Well, where are you talking about the signature party? Because the only signature should be after the,
Right there.
so that would
Mayor
say.
Gibson, Hyatt,
Well, that needs to be changed to the current commission, but was this, when was this passed? Should already.
it was
or first reading?
initially first read back in September, and it was
read,
passed in,
okay.
back
So it
then.
would have their names.
And
here.
they should have signed it.
Well, they can't sign it. It just says yea or nay. It's not a signature, not initial. It just says
Okay.
yea or nay here, so that would be correct. This can be adjusted to yea or nay.
So
for
we
the
need
current
that
ones adjusted.
corrected,
Right, and then.
like all
and it
the other
needs-
ordinances.
And this has to have the current mayor sign it, but he still signs it because it became effective while he was mayor.
Okay, so when this ordinance is corrected, then I'd say we can vote on it, but I don't think we should vote on it until such time as the information is correct on the ordinances. And that's all I have. Joe?
Do we have to okay what she did, or just go ahead and go?
Well, y'all gotta agree to change the agenda, but I don't know if you wanna throw everything out and then do it at one time, or do it based on her changes and then you got changes.
I got a pretty big list, but I'll
Okay.
Does any of does any of hers interact with yours?
no.
Okay, so they're additional to
Right.
hers. Okay.
So go ahead.
Yep.
Okay.
Good job.
All right. I'd like to have these 4 items placed in front of the consent agenda to terminate the contract between the City of Oak Hill and Scott Simpson for legal services. The second one is to hire a new attorney. The third one is to terminate the contract between the City of Oak Hill and Jerome Adams as city administrator. The fourth one is to hire a new city administrator. And these following 4 items I want to have placed under old business. I want to say that the Garden Street final development plan should be reopened or reconsidered in light of what we heard on October 28th at the City Commission meeting. And for the same reason, I think that we should reconsider Oak Bridge Colony and Oak Hill Town Center. Due to the lack of a workshop as ordered and directed by the City Commission, we should also consider the Oak Hill Town Center CDD on a date after a workshop and presentation is given to the commission by an expert who is a neutral party. And that's it.
Okay, so first we'll table, you're asking to table H1, H2, and M2 from the agenda?
H1, H2, and M2.
H2.
For all of them, you might as well do it for all of them. I would set it to a date and time certain. It could be till the next meeting in December. For sure, for purposes of noticing the 2 zoning ordinances, so we don't have to renotice those again. But I would just do all 3 of those, table those to a date and time certain.
Okay, and the next meeting is on,
December 9th, isn't it? December 9th.
okay, December 9th. All right, so we can table H1, H2, and M3 till December 9th
At 6 PM.
at 6 PM.
That's what the motion is to say.
All right, so we need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we table those items.
Second that motion.
Have a second, Mr. Drummond? Roll call?
Discussion.
Or any discussion through the rest of the
And
commission?
the public, too.
Any discussion with the public on moving
Yes.
agenda items?
Did you say 1, 2, and 3 of H?
It was H1, H2, and M2.
Oh, and 3 items. Oh, okay.
No further comments? All right, close, go to a roll call.
Commissioner Worthing,
Yes.
Commissioner Drollinger,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Catagano,
Yes.
Commissioner Hyde,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes. All right, motion passed. You have your list that you wanted to add.
Yes, I do. Well, what do I do with it?
Don't forget we have a presentation.
I got decided to wait in front of this.
All right, we'll need a motion to add agenda items for Vice Mayor Catagano. So we need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second. All right. Any discussion from the commission?
No.
Any discussion from the public? All right, discussion closed. Go for roll call.
Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Worthing,
Yes.
Commissioner Drollinger,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Catagano,
Yes.
Commissioner Hyde.
Yes.
All right. Motion passes. And you wanted to,
Thank you.
let me know when you add those. You wanted those added in.
New business.
New business?
The last four were under old business, and the first four were placed just right in front of the consent agenda.
All right. Well,
Do you want to hang on to this?
yes, please.
Okay.
Pick up, we can't hear you back here. Oh, about that.
Okay, so the first three, you say, or the first?
The first four. It says.
First
right-
four?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, well, we can move forward with the first four, which is,
Yeah, right
Item
before
one.
the consent agenda. We can still do the other two before that.
So moving down to E.
Yeah, item E, right before item E is where I want those, if you don't mind.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
so
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, what were you moving to before item E?
these agenda items that Vice Mayor Catagano added.
Would you mind?
There you go.
Well, I guess the next thing is we have C, presentations, brief announcements. We have SEVMCTC, Bliss Jameson, to do a presentation. Welcome.
Hello,
Hi, Bliss.
good to see you. Nice to meet you all.
Welcome.
Congratulations. I've seen several of you here before. You might have seen some information about the Southeast Volusia Manufacturing and Technology Coalition previously. We are on the agenda tonight to bring you up to date with what all has been going on.
They should come up with that. I would assume. Do you know, Scott?
You looking how to turn it on?
You know, there's remotes in front of these. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you have to turn them on.
Ready? The drum, we have internet, we need internet.
Okay,
Yes. What do you got there?
I'm still not your IT guy.
Down here,
It's like we're having internet issues.
we're having internet issues.
Too bad. I don't know if there's stuff there. Put it down.
Wi-Fi?
Okay, there it is. I was thinking the papers were maybe interfering with it. Yeah, forget it when it came up.
Pizza should be here by now. I told him to bring it at 6:30. Oh, yeah? Jeff's got an awesome cake. Yeah, Jesus, cake.
We can at least move forward with the video. All right. Well, we don't have video, we don't have internet right now, so we're going to move forward with the, a video instead of the website. Okay. So, Southeast Volusia Manufacturing and Technology Coalition. I am Bliss Jamison, President of the Southeast Volusia Manufacturing and Technology Coalition, and a representative of the city of all the cities. Yes, because we represent the region, but of Edgewater for tonight. And this is Samantha Bergeron.
Hi, good evening. My name is Samantha Bergeron. I'm formerly with Edgewater, and now I'm representing economic development for the city of New Smyrna Beach, but ultimately all of Southeast Volusia and all of our 3 cities working together as a region.
You know me.
Okay, you want to give the intro? Sure. Show the video.
Sure. So just a quick introduction. First, I'd like to say congratulations, and thank you so much for allowing us to present at your very first meeting. I'm sure you're going to be drinking through a fire hose, getting everything up to speed. But just very briefly, the Southeast Volusia Manufacturing and Technology Coalition came about in 2015. All 3 cities, we were looking at our strategic plans for economic development and noticed that we had some synergies. And we also noticed that some of the weaknesses that we had as individual cities working all by ourselves, that those weaknesses went away and became opportunities when we start working together. So regional is the new way of thinking, and we thought, wow, we are going to be so much stronger and be able to garner so much more businesses and be able to target those businesses that we want for our residents to have those higher paying jobs. Let's try to take advantage of all that wonderful technology activity and great jobs, great paying jobs that are going on down at Kennedy Space Center. We're so close, and Oak Hill is right here on the border. So that's when we decided, all 3 cities passed resolutions back in 2016 that we were all going to work together. And we have partners all over the county, partners like Team Volusia, Career Source, our Chambers of Commerce, SCORE, just a plethora of information and a bunch of partners that we work with, and we're all trying to make sure that Southeast Volusia Technology Coalition fills the gaps. So we're not trying to compete or take over. We don't obviously have the budget that Team Volusia does or the Rolodex, but we're working very hard to provide marketing materials that Team Volusia takes to trade shows when they go all over the world and they're looking at aerospace and talking to aviation companies. They show this video that you're going to see at those trade shows to get interest here for Southeast Volusia. And that is in a gist of just a few sentences of what we do. We also do career fairs, job fairs, working with our local high schools and middle schools and trying to get businesses inside the classroom so that we are gearing those people that might not be college bound, but they can still have a really great job and a great career and stay here in Volusia County so that we're not exporting our children out of Volusia County as they grow older. That's why I'm here. I grew up here. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you the video. This version of the video, excuse me, this version of the video is a little long, but we do have shorter versions as well that will be available for you to use. So.
Audio.
Grow and expand our aviation innovation in space commerce and aerospace technology.
Southeast Volusia is home to growing, vibrant communities, 2 major interstate systems, an international airport, and access to seaports and the major metropolitan cities of Orlando and Jacksonville. Our area is also in the very heart of America's technology triangle, with Kennedy Space Center to the south and Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University to the north. Companies have already invested more than $250 million to bring their high-tech companies to the area. Southeast Volusia has a strong workforce pipeline with top-ranked schools and colleges, vocational and STEM programs. Southeast Volusia is ready to work.
Well, attracting employees is pretty easy. We're a beach community, we're a waterfront community. It's not expensive to buy a house. It's a nice place to live, it's a nice place to move to.
Excellent schools and year-round activities also make it a perfect place for raising a family.
Here in Florida, we have a unique capability. We have a unique lifestyle. Being able to actually live here, work here, play here, and watch a rocket and payload launch really gives us a unique capability. We're where we need to be to compete. And Volusia County, what they've done there, they're in a position to bring home the bacon.
Industry, education, workforce, economy, and lifestyle. All reasons Southeast Volusia is the launch pad for your aerospace business.
I guess that was a short version.
That was a short version, that's okay.
Short version. All right, so we have the short version, and then we have a longer version. Then I'm going to also show you the video that we have at the beginning of the website. We've been redoing the website. We do need internet for that because it is a, live internet. So we're having trouble with that right now, but we will show you the video that is also as you open up that website. So you're getting the gist of the video. And then we have pages that outline all of it with lots of interaction and, links to each individual city and links to other aspects of financial resources, educational resources. Burns, of course, is on there. So we really tap into and link to all of our resources here in Southeast Volusia. Each of the cities has a economic development strategy that was passed for each individual city. And then in 2022, there was also the regional comprehensive economic development strategy that supports all of this work that we do together. And so if you have any questions, be happy to answer them at this time, but would really like to come back at a more appropriate time and actually go through the website with you because it is really dynamic. Yes, ma'am?
When is the next symposium?
Which kind of symposium?
The next one you have at the Brannon Center.
On workforce?
Yeah.
Well, we had a small workforce symposium in September at the city of Edgewater.
Oh, okay.
And that was connecting employers with apprenticeship opportunities and internship opportunities and how they can have those funded. In addition to the website, social media, and that sort of thing, we also advertise collectively in Florida Trend magazine. Does anybody see our trend? We have this work life advertisement. It is also in the Greater Daytona. It's on page 2 of this publication. This is livability. Both of these have digital formats, which are good for a year. And then I also brought you handouts of this, so you have this for yourselves. But we thank you very much, and this is what we're doing. If you have any feedback at this point in time.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, it's all very new and exciting, and good luck to you. But if you have a question about what we're doing with economic development and the industries that we're targeting and why, we'd love to sit down with you anytime. Just, give us a call, give us a call. We'll come down here and visit anytime. So the door's open, and we want to work together and continue that and grow this and keep the momentum going. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're going to run away and let me answer the questions later. These are my friends.
Moving on to citizens' participation, public input, non-agenda items.
Joanne Welch.
Commissioners, it's very good to see you. First off, I want to thank the commissioners, and I want to thank all of the citizens, all of you who attended the Veterans Day ceremony today. Thank you so much for attending. It was our pleasure to host that for you. We are looking forward to doing that again next year and making it hopefully an annual event. The second thing I have, you see I have on my volunteer shirt tonight. Starting this week, on the second Wednesday of the month, at the museum, we are going to offer, starting at 4 o'clock, genealogy. Bring your tablets, bring your laptops, no charge, let's learn together. We're going to sit down. I'm going to take a lot of what I've learned the last 2 years working on saints and sinners, and hopefully we can help people learn how to look up their genealogy themselves and build their own family trees. There is no cost, and it'll be at the museum. Please join us. Finally, I forgot the flyer. Finally, Wreaths Across America is coming up. This is wonderful. They purchase wreaths to put on every veteran's grave, and they do it at the National Cemetery level. Post 285 is selling raffle tickets, and what you do is you buy a raffle ticket, you get a chance at winning 300 scratch-off tickets, and it purchases a wreath from the National Cemetery. If you see me or George, sorry about that. If you see one of us after the meeting tonight, we'll be able to sell you tickets for the raffle. We hope that some of you will buy it so that we can get as many wreaths as possible. They were telling me how many veterans are down there in MIMS, and I can't wait to drive down and see it.
Unfortunately, it's the same day as the Christmas parade here.
But it's at 1 o'clock.
Right.
So it's before.
It's at 2 o'clock.
We can be fast. But yeah.
Well, I've gone every year, so I know.
Yeah, so, and we will be doing Wreaths Across America. The Post Auxiliary is sponsoring us at Saints and Sinners. So this is the first year we've done Wreaths Across America there, and we're super excited to have them do that and for us to be able to honor our veterans that way.
Good.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Joanne. And you can also purchase those tickets at Post 285 in Edgewater. They also have them there for sale. Thank you.
Jeff Hovan.
Jeff Hovan, 407 Sioux Boulevard. Jerome, I'd like to ask if you passed those papers around about the Muni codes that I gave you a month ago to the commission.
To the commission? No, I think I gave it to the attorney, but I didn't give it to the commission.
Okay, well, I would like to propose that you give it to the new commission, that they can see that, so that they can adopt that to their Muni codes, to put walls in and landscaping on both sides of the wall and easements. And the second is our yard waste contract. They started to clean up the debris in Lighthouse Cove, but they still have not finished. I have called twice, and got pushed off. So we need to get the clam truck down to get the rest of the debris out. Okay? Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. Looks like Jackson.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Jackson O'Keefe. I live at 145 Westbrook Circle. I want to say congratulations to Mayor Ricky, Commissioner Mark, and Carrie on winning also. Thank you to all the veterans for serving our country. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackson.
That was it.
Was it? Okay. There's a consent agenda, commission meeting minutes.
We have to do the motions.
Motion
Okay.
to approve.
Well, not the motions, but the modifications. I wanted them to go right before the consent agenda,
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
if that's possible.
We'll move forward with the modified agenda items that were added.
I'd like to make a motion to release Mr. Simpson from his contract with the City of Oak Hill for legal services effective immediately.
I'll second that.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any discussion from the commission? Any discussion from the public? None at this time. Roll call?
Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Werning,
Yes?
Commissioner Drollinger,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Catagano,
Yes.
Commissioner Hyatt.
No.
Enjoyed representing y'all for about 20 years. Good time.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Moving on to agenda item 2.
I move that we hire Michael Kelly as our city attorney and direct the city administrator to arrange a contract with him pursuant to the existing contract with Attorney Simpson.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second that.
All right.
Okay.
Any discussion with the commission? None? Any discussion with the public?
Could you?
Speak your name.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Michael Kelly. It's a pleasure to be in front of you again. First of all, congratulations, Mayor Taylor, Commissioner Drollinger, Commissioner Warning, Vice Mayor Catagano, and Commissioner Hyatt. It's a pleasure to see you again.
You're stuck with me.
Yeah. Commissioner Catagano, I appreciate the motion and the suggestion that I come down here and speak to the commission tonight and offer my services as city attorney. I think that it may be helpful if I give a little bit of background, kind of explain, what my background is like and a little bit of my experience to help with your decision on this. I've been a barred Florida attorney since 2019 when I graduated from the University of Florida. I have served as an assistant city attorney for the cities of Winter Park, the city of Winter Garden, the city of DeBerry, the city of Belle Isle, and the city of Longwood. I've also worked at an AmLaw 200 firm representing multinational developers. The reason that I bring that up is I think that it is relevant and helpful in a local government context. I have the experience working on both sides of the proverbial local government aisle, and I think that that may be of assistance to the city during this period of time. Additionally, I have experience as a civil trial litigator. Prior to opening my own firm in September, I served as a managing attorney for a regional litigation firm here in Central Florida. So I'd like to, cede the remainder of my time to answer any questions that the commission may have, and then also open the floor to any citizens that may either have any questions or concerns. But again, I'd like to say congratulations to you all. And again, I'm available for any questions you may have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion from the public? None at this time. Roll call?
Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Worthing,
Yes.
Commissioner Drollinger,
Yes.
Commissioner Hyde,
No.
Vice Mayor Catacano.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Moving to item 3.
I'd like to move that we terminate the contract with Jerome Adams with the effective date beginning 15 days from tomorrow to wit 27 November of 2024. To remove Mr. Adams from his position in City Hall, to give Mr. Adams immediate written notice of termination in the form to be discussed shortly, place a separate hearing on 9 December 2024 Commission agenda to discuss whether to terminate for cause, and during the 15-day notice period, Mr. Adams shall be compensated in accordance with his contract and vacate City Hall and be deemed absent as contemplated under Section 6.04 of the Oak Hill City Charter.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion from the commission?
My only comment is that I would want to see Jerome stay for the 15 days and work with whoever is the new city administrator to bring them up to snuff on what is in the pipeline. That's
Very
my
good
only-
idea.
My only comment, I just, we have a new city administrator. I think they need to work together for a short period of time for the 15 days, just to, bring them up to speed. And he would work under the instruction of the new city administrator. Any other comments?
I agree.
I don't.
Okay.
Any comments from the public?
Let them sit on the sidewalk.
Yes.
Come on.
State your name, address.
My name is Don Schreiner, 170 Randall Avenue. Congratulations, the three of you.
Thank you, Don.
You too. I listened to that letter that was written, and there was a piece in that letter about him sitting outside.
Which
You
was
wrote that letter?
uncalled for.
I did. Yeah, so I think that's totally inappropriate.
Thank you.
I agree.
That something would happen. This man did come to us when we had nobody. So, I think it's time to go. Should probably be immediate. Whatever you guys feel is best, but I think we should carry ourselves with some dignity here with regard to Mr. Adams, because I think he was put in a really tough spot. I had my issues with you directly, but I still respect you. So that's all I had to say about it.
Okay. Any other discussion?
I'm Tanner Andrews. You all have heard the letter read out in great detail. If you have any questions, I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Do I make any modifications to what was asked, or do we move forward with the motion?
I'm satisfied, happy with the motion, the way it was
Okay.
read.
All right.
Can we repeat the motion?
Sure. I move that City Hall, I move that the City of Oak Hill terminate the contract of Jerome Adams with the effective date being 15 days from tomorrow, to wit, 27 November 2024. Remove Mr. Adams from his position in City Hall, give Mr. Adams immediate written notice of termination place a separate hearing on the 9 December 2024 Commission agenda to discuss whether the termination is for cause, and during the 15-day notice period, Mr. Adams shall be compensated in accordance with his contract and vacate City Hall and be deemed absent as contemplated under 6.04 of the Oak Hill City Charter.
I disagree with his vacating City Hall.
Me too.
That's basically what you were saying, Carrie.
Yeah, basically, my comment was that I felt that he should work with whoever the new city
We
administrator
need
is.
some continuity, right.
Yeah, that was my only concern. He would be not the city administrator, he would be working under the new city administrator and be answering, and that would be a decision he would have to make as to whether or not he wanted to do that or if he wanted to just walk out. But
According to the charter, Carrie, if he doesn't vacate City Hall, he would be the city administrator, and we couldn't hire an interim city administrator in his absence.
it specifically states that?
It does.
Okay.
Yes. It does indeed say that. The a prerequisite for hiring an interim city attorney, city administrator would be that Mr. Adams be deemed absent. So that, I believe, was likely the reason for the subsection E here in the letter.
Okay, well, being that it's in the charter, we have to follow city charter.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call, please. We'll go ahead. Commissioner Warning?
Yes?
Mayor Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Drollinger?
Yes.
Commissioner Hyatt?
No.
Vice Mayor Catagano?
Yes.
Motion passes. Go ahead. Mr. Bracy?
I'm Councilman Joe Bracy, 196 Westbrook Circle. I've been in the same shoes for 97, 98, 99. You got to get the keys, you got to get the codes, the computer codes before this gentleman leaves the building tonight. So you either take a recess or have the attorney do it, but to vacate the building, you need to do it. Thank you.
And any passwords?
Would you like to take a
Computer
recess?
password?
You want me
Or
to
do you want to go ahead and
do the next
work
step?
through the next- do you need to-
It's up to you. He's going after him. Let's wait. Take a recess.
Okay. Everyone, we're going to take a 10-minute recess. Thank you.
Pizza.
We're going to take a 10-minute recess, everyone.
When you're talking, it's really hard to hear you. You gotta lean into it.
I spoke to you today, but you didn't hear me. I spoke to you today, but you didn't hear me. I'm so sorry. That's all right. How about you doing?
You can't hear these, you still can't hear. I don't feel old. Other days, physically, just can't do like used to. How you doing? Big surprise. That's a job. I think everybody, regardless of what it is, I just think it's supposed to talk to what you're doing. I think you're doing.
That's only half of it.
I get so mad, I say, shut up and sit down.
You can't do that.
I know you can't. That's why I say I wouldn't do it.
Get us a table and then we'll start bringing the shit
Copy of it. Well, that thing with
I'm squeezing all the way. There you go. There you
Hey, Dottie.
Oh, my. We're having a party, too? Look at that.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey! Come here.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Right to your email. I have copies, but I'm not finished yet. I said I have copies, but I'm not finished yet.
Oh, yeah, make sure we can get them in. Those way, we left them at Southeast Pollution, are they doing anything good?
That's right.
We helped get Aura Aero, the French company, that kind of finished my 2-3 hours. Where are they coming to here? We don't have room.
It's been a pleasure sitting next to you.
That's where they probably want to be anyway.
Now it's buying houses all around. Who knew, right?
That has been my thing all along, is with all this housing development here.
These guys are going to be able to
like,
get this handle on this.
we have a great school that people come, they're online to get into. That's right, I know. We have the back door into the cave. I don't want to build teeny little houses on 40-foot lots. I don't either. I want to build houses that will employ engineers who want to come and live here. That's what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. Oh, yeah.
Have you met this lady in the blue shirt that's talking to Dana right now? That's the principal up at Burns.
Oh, yeah, I know her.
Super nice lady, huh?
They come to the community trust.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Somebody from Burns.
I slept through the damn pancake breakfast this morning. I showed up at 10 o'clock because I thought it was at 10.
They said go home.
There was nobody there. I called Dana. I was like, Dana, where's everybody at? She said it was from 8 to 10. Mayor Taylor, festivities almost broke out while you were gone.
Restroom called.
You got back in here.
Yeah, you need to turn that one back on. You turn it.
I'm ready when you guys are.
Okay.
I still got a couple more things here.
Yep. All right, we're now returning. Item number 4.
I move that the city of Oak Hill hire Janet Shearer as the interim city administrator.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? Any discussion from the public? Okay. Roll call, please.
See here.
Mayor Taylor?
Hold on.
Sorry.
Mayor Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Warning?
Yes.
Commissioner Drollinger?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Catagano?
Yes.
Commissioner Hyatt?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, commissioners.
Welcome aboard.
You're very welcome. Let's see. I think that's it for the, and now we start on the consent agenda. And I got the ones that are going to go in old business.
All right. We have to approve the minutes. I think that was the motion.
Right.
Yeah, and then Bernie.
And I did make a motion to approve it
For?
for the minutes.
Yes.
Yeah,
We have to.
but we didn't have a second.
No, well, I haven't read it yet or read it in to get a motion, but,
You're gonna read it?
yeah, well, I'm not gonna read it, no. No. All right. But we are here to approve the minutes for October 28, 2024 commission meeting.
Go ahead.
And
Motion to approve.
motion
I
to
second
approve.
it.
We have a second?
Yep.
Any discussion from the commission?
No.
Any discussion from the public? None at this time. Let's go for a vote.
Okay, Commissioner Werning,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Drollinger,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Catagano,
Yes.
and Commissioner Hyatt.
Yes. Welcome, Janet.
Thank you.
All right. Next item is Burns Science Tech. Minor development, portables.
We missed this one.
My name is Alexis Calerno. Thank you. Okay. Hello. My name is Alexis Galerno. I am the kindergarten through sixth grade principal at Burnside Tech. I live at 200 Rankin Drive, Edgewater, Florida. I am here to talk about the addition of 2 portables to our campus, our school campus. These portables will take place in the proposed plans in the area of in the middle of our garden area, and then where our other portables currently are next to those. These portables are for current students that we have. One is for a first grade class that we have that is being held in a very small room, allowing these students to have their own restroom in their classroom and a larger space. And the other one is for our music teacher. He is currently pushing into the other classrooms while the teachers are on break and holding the second half of his classrooms in the afternoon in our cafeteria when we have aftercare and lunchroom cleanup. These will, again, be for students that are currently enrolled at our school. And we're asking for the...
And again, this is not for additional students, correct?
Correct. This is not for additional students, correct.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I have not had a chance to review this, but as I understand it, it's been through the full staff review. So if you're comfortable voting on it, I'm comfortable voting on it.
Okay.
I think most of the commissioners actually went for a presentation at the school. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
That's
Mhm.
correct. So I'm comfortable with that,
And I was at the
absolutely.
planning meeting too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm very
we
comfortable.
both of us were there.
Good.
All right. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve it.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a second. Any discussion from other commissioners?
Mm.
None at this time. Any discussion from the public?
Hell, you.
You have the floor.
Mike Armin, I'm on PLDRC. We reviewed it and we addressed the citizens' concerns about extra traffic, and there won't be any. Basically, it reduces the head count in the classroom, giving them a little extra room. We made sure that the tree ordinance was covered. We were quite happy with it and passed it unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name's David Lee, 130 North Putnam. I'm all in for the kids. It's all about the kids. But right now, it's not no more head count yet. That school's done great for itself. The school needs to start paying the city instead of, because she's, like she said, she's from Rankin. Most of the students that goes to that school is not from Oak Hill. The school needs to start paying for their part of the roads, the drainage, the traffic. The traffic is awful in the morning times, both ways. And if you don't pay attention, because some people is complete idiots, you'll run over. And it's not your fault, but it's my fault in the end because they were stupid. But the school needs to start helping the city with what's going on over there. It has expanded hugely and has offered nothing back to the citizens. You know, it's time for everybody to wake up and start looking at it. I'm all for the kids. It's great. The best thing in the world for the kids. Educate them, keep them busy, keep them out of trouble. But the school makes enough money and gets enough money from different grants through the state and the counties and the government that they should be responsible. Look at the roads over there. Friggin' roads are falling apart. And the people are driving in the corners of people's yards and they're having to put stuff up to keep them out of their yards and post up down the road. The school should have to pay for that if they're the ones that's doing it, or buy school buses and go pick up all the kids so that the traffic's cut way less. I'm all for the kids. The kids are great, but that school needs to start taking care of the citizens here that has to live here, pay taxes, and we have to pay for what they're abusing by the traffic load. And if you don't believe me, just go to the dollar store at 7 o'clock, pull up there and stop in the parking lot and watch. And then you can't even see Gain Street from there. The traffic's awful. We need help with it. We need to do something. A red light's not going to solve the problem. Rerouting and fixing the streets would be the answer to that, or some of the answer. But when you do that, then you're just moving the problem from these neighbors to these neighbors. You know, and all of these people that's lived here for years, and the peaceful quiet when it's school time, in the morning time and evening times, it's not peaceful quiet no more. And some of them are old, they can't move, they can't sell, been in the family for generations. So we, the commission needs, or you, the commission needs to start thinking that the school should start doing a little more to help the community instead of the community doing everything for the school. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, Ms. Lee.
Please.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. My name is Richard Pekowski. I live at 147 Fisherman's Cove Drive in Edgewater. However, I am also a Burns SciTech board member, and I hold the position of secretary on the board. I'd like to thank you for considering this, and as Principal Galerno had indicated, this is not about growing number of students. However, I hear these concerns, and what I would like to do is I would like to open an invitation to the commissioners and to the city of Oak Hill. If these are issues that are relevant to the citizens, we want to be able to work with you in this regard. We have an amazing set of administrators, faculty, staff, and of course students. They are our primary objective, their learning and their education. However, we understand that sometimes there can be some disruptions, for example, for traffic flows. Being a parent who's sometimes stuck in that line is definitely frustrating. But what I can tell you is that Burns SciTech is committed to working with the city of Oak Hill and the commissioners to address some of these issues and make our community better. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Anything you want to add?
I do hear you. I do. And I know we have had a few conversations with some of the adjacent neighbors with this project and some other community members, and this is something in the forefront. I brought my daughter to Burns in 2017, and I agree it was much, much smaller then. Yes, yes, it is. And it's a wonderful school, and it still is, but there was a lot of growth, and we do not have plans to grow our student population anymore. We just want to make it the best school that it possibly can be and then give back to the community. So we already do have some plans. We talked with staff. I have 2 members here, actually. We've been brainstorming a few ideas at our morning staff meetings where we can do some reach out projects to the community and start to mend those relationships. We do actually have our own buses, which is a newer thing. We used to use the districts. We do have our own, and we just recently added another bus, making 5 buses that we do run which we hope is going to help with those traffic concerns as well. So I know that it's going to be a process, but we would love to have the opportunity to work with you and hear you and try to mend those relationships.
I have a question.
Yes.
I understand that there's a plan in the works to elevate the status of a student from Oak Hill, or like a prioritized.
Oh, okay, we did, yes, thank you. We actually did do that this school year. So we actually use an online lottery system. So if you were interested in having your child attend Burns, you would go onto our website, you would fill out an application, and there is a preference for Oak Hill residents. And this year alone, we did bring in a number of Oak Hill residents as students this year, more than we have in the past. And we do see that number is going to potentially grow as our openings, as we have openings, and they now have that preference. So yes, that is for that. Yeah.
I have a question. Would you and your group there be willing to perhaps sit down with us sometime maybe in January and have a workshop and discuss some of the concerns that some of our citizens have?
We would love that. Yes.
Make a note of that.
And I can say too, just off the top of my head, I know we have, I believe 12, it might be more, Oak Hill residents that we do employ as well, which is a nice number of
How many
Oak Hill
students
residents.
are from Oak Hill currently at the school? Do you know?
I will have to get you that exact number. I don't want to state a number that's not true, but I can get that to you.
Okay.
Thank you. 139. I thought so, but I didn't want to. Yeah.
And how does the preference work?
So, go ahead.
Staff?
Can you
Come up here.
My name is Brent Happy. I'm the business administrator at Burnside Tech. My address is 244 Gary Avenue in Oak Hill. The way that the lottery works is that staff members, board members all get preference, and then after that it goes to active duty military and Oak Hill residents. So you guys get a higher preference than all the other students. Then we changed our charter this last year to reflect that, because there's always been an understanding that it was in the charter, but when we had some turnover, and so we went and reviewed the charter and found that it wasn't in there, so we amended our charter to make sure that Oak Hill residents do get preference to get into the first round.
Well, there's good practice of it before, but the kids would go to the school for 90 days, then they get booted out and go back to the public school.
Yeah.
We can't.
Yeah, we can't do that.
So Oak Hill students are not part of the lottery, they're automatically getting in?
No, it depends, so that, it all depends like how many openings there are, so, by grade level, so you can come in and talk about it, but it depends on the grade level, how many there are, there's no automatic, so right now, most of the grades are fully, the best chance to get in is kindergarten and fourth grade.
And you're just weighted higher, so instead of going to number 236 and say the fourth grade lottery, you put the preference of Oak Hill resident, and you're weighted higher up in regards to their board member, Oak Hill resident or military.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other comments?
Good evening. Graham Long with CGA. We're one of the city's planning consultants. It's nice to meet you, by the way. Congratulations. My team reviewed this application. I just didn't want it to get lost. Staff is recommending approval on it. We did have 3 conditions that went through the PLDRC process. The first condition was to condition the approval for the portables themselves on no increase in enrollment or staff needs. So that way, if the school does in the future or at some point does want to increase enrollment, they would have to come back for an additional approval. And that way it allows you to have sort of a check on that.
What were the other 2 conditions?
I can read them to you if you'd like to know.
Graham, I have a question on that one. Did you say enrollment of students and staff?
If there was any increase in staff related to the use of the portable space, which we understand from the applicant there is none intended, but that would affect the parking requirements if it did, and that's why we put that condition on there, which of course in turn would affect traffic as well.
Thank you.
I'll just pull up the conditions for you. Yeah, the tree one? Yeah, sorry, this is. So the first condition is that the request for the placement of the two portables is not in response to or does not result in any increased student enrollment or increased staff demand, and simply frees up the undersized classrooms currently used for classrooms to be used for other school purposes. Any future increase in student enrollment or staff may need to be monitored for potential impact on existing parking provisions should implementation of additional parking spaces or a variance be needed in the future to that point. The second is that the proposed improvements undertaken upon approval of this minor development plan result in no loss of existing parking spaces, which again, we understand from the applicant, it does not. And the final one being that during transport through the campus for the placement of the new portables, that city staff be available to monitor for any unlikely but unforeseen tree conflicts that might arise while they're moving the portables into the space. Standard.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
If we have no other questions, we move to the vote.
Commissioner Wording,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Drollinger,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Catagano,
Yes.
and Commissioner Hyatt.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Good.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Next agenda item that looked like I skipped over was the
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a city administrator reports.
The FDOT work program, I guess, was to notice that they are having a public hearing. This is updated every year, their 5-year plan. And I think, I'll get with FDOT, but I think that we're gonna need to appoint a new commissioner to attend the MPO meetings and be in the loop on those things, and I can get with you better next meeting on that.
And if no one wants to take that, I'll nominate myself for the FDOT.
That's the TPO thing,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I
In
thought.
Daytona.
Yep.
What Vice Mayor Lindlaff did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Anything from the city attorney?
Nothing from the city attorney.
All right, nothing at this time. We crossed out H, H2, took care of 3. City engineer, none. Volusia County Sheriff's Department, none.
We got one here.
Are they
Here,
here?
but
They got scared and decided to stay away.
I thought we had one here.
He was in there earlier.
city administrator matters.
I have to be honest with you, I am not familiar with, I saw in the packet that there are 3 bids for the cameras at the VIA building. I have not spoken with these vendors. I don't know who I would recommend because I have not had a conversation with them. So if you don't mind tabling that.
Table it.
Okay.
And then the other thing is, it's listed here, no meeting for 11/25. I would recommend that if the commission is available, that we hold that meeting and keep it light. But I have several things that I would like to go over with you all, and that would make a good time to do that if we kept the meeting light, so we have time to review these things. And I'll be asking for you to prioritize some things for staff, so we know what you want us working on first, second, and third, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Are you going to be
I
out of
think that's
town?
an excellent idea.
You'll be out of town.
Linda's going to be out of town.
Okay.
The rest of you are here.
When are you leaving? When are you-
Sunday.
Sunday? Can we get it before that, Janet, or before Thanksgiving? So we can include Linda?
I don't have to be here.
We can shoot for the 25th if that works for everyone. I know Linda was saying she probably wouldn't be able to make it. but-
Right.
Yeah.
I can make
I
it
can
for
make
sure.
it.
Okay, I'm available.
Yeah.
And we don't even have to vote on anything if you want just to go over things, and then maybe.
Well, that would be a workshop,
Do I
so we
like a
could do that
workshop?
anytime.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We could have a workshop on Monday, the 19th, next Monday, to catch up on anything that's on this list that we haven't filled, and then schedule it for the next meeting.
I don't know if that gives me enough time to
Okay.
get everything. I need to make a bunch of calls and line up a bunch of things, things like the budget, and to give you a
Sure.
good idea. I
Okay.
think I would need it to be that next week, or, if that doesn't work, then we can move it to December.
I say we still
We'll
hold the
hold it.
meeting on the 25th.
Yeah. You okay with that?
Yeah, sure.
We'll still hold the meeting on the
25th.
25th.
Okay.
Yes, Joanne?
I didn't put a paper in. I realize that you tabled this item, but if I could just speak to the cameras in the VIA hall for a moment.
Please.
We started talking and asking for these cameras a year and a half ago. They've come before. We met, I actually went with Mark Bell and met with the current person who, and I can't, Mark, do you remember the name of the company? Sorry? The one who put these in? Coastline? Thank you. I didn't see they're attached, so thank you. We met with Coastline and we talked to them. Coastline does the cameras that are here in City Hall. The guy was very knowledgeable. He had a lot of good ideas. I realized that when it came back to the commission, the previous commission, there was only one estimate presented, and therefore it was tabled and put off until this meeting. And I can understand City Administrator Shears wanting to put this off and look at it again. I would just encourage the commission, when we have employees who monitor these cameras for whatever might be happening, sometimes at the VIA hall, we have events that happen late in the afternoon, late in the evening. There was an incident on Halloween where things had to be closed down very quickly because there were people who really shouldn't have been trick-or-treating. And we're asking, you were up there and there was nothing we could do but close down and leave. There's really a lot you can't do up there. It's a thing. And I would just ask you to consider, I know they might not be the least expensive quote that you get, but the ease of going with the company that's already proven that they've done a good job, and just consider it, look at it that way maybe, because it is an ease. They've already been approved as a vendor. They're already proving they can do the job for us. And I know I don't have a say in it, but just so it's easier when it comes before you to consider it, that might be something to look at, is keeping that vending, because then when you go to the parks and things like that, because we're going to need cameras out there, then we've already got two places. This guy is more likely, I would think, if I was a vendor that was approved, to come back and do more for the city and maybe be more negotiable if he has to be for the commission. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Joanne. Yes?
I looked at the remains of the existing system over there.
Yep.
Absolute junk. We need to replace it.
I believe we do too. I went through and looked at all three bids, and I was up for a good hour and a half just comparing prices between the three and looking at the quality between the three, and of course, I like the most expensive one. But I understand we use Coastline as taking care of City Hall, but their price was just a little bit higher. Without having time talking with these companies and working with the administrator, I think it'd be best if we put a little extra time and effort into these prices and their contract before making a choice, because I want to make sure that they're going to provide a good warranty with it too. So I choose to table it at this time until we confirm with what we're going to get.
Maybe do it at the next meeting.
All agreed?
Yes.
We have a
Do
consensus?
that with this consensus.
Okay. All right, we already went over the meeting for 11/25/2024. No meeting, so that's the day we were going to have a meeting, correct?
Workshop,
yes.
Okay, so, all right, let's change that.
We're still having a meeting on the 25th, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
a workshop, just work.
It's a workshop, okay.
Catch
I
up.
crossed it out already.
Okay.
There we go.
6 o'clock. All right, moving on to old business.
I guess I should jump in right
Yep.
now, or is that all right, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, please.
All right. I'd like to make a motion that the City of Oak Hill and this commission reopen and reconsider the final development application for Garden Street Oak Hill subdivision because of a due process problem that was brought to light, or a problem on January 13th, 2020, because of a due process problem. And I want to have it readdressed on January 13th, 2025, or at such a time and place as the city administrator deems appropriate because of the due process problems.
That's to review all of the subdivisions?
Well, I have them listed one at a time, but I don't know, can we bundle them? Can we do that, Michael?
I would typically recommend that we address them individually.
Okay, so that was just for the Garden Street.
Just for the Garden Street.
But it's my understanding, wasn't there a motion that was made at the beginning to table the Lighthouse Cove?
Correct, to the
Yes.
next meeting, correct.
Okay.
Which
So-
is not this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just so I'm clear, is this a motion you're making, or?
Yes.
Okay,
Do you want me to read it again?
sure.
Okay, because I didn't do a good job the first time, that's for sure. I move that the City of Oak Hill and this commission reopen or reconsider the final development application for Garden Street, Oak Hill subdivision, because of due process problems on January 23rd of 2025. In other words, that's the date that I prefer to reconsider this. Or at such a time as the city administrator deems appropriate because of the due process problems.
Any
Okay.
discussion from the commission?
So we need to
Need a
second
motion
first.
first.
You made the motion, I'll second it.
Yeah. Carrie, second. Any discussion?
Not for me.
Any discussion from the public? Okay. Anything from the lawyer?
Nothing from the city attorney?
All right. We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Werning,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Drollinger,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Catagano,
Yes.
Commissioner Hyatt.
Yes.
Motion passes. Moving on to number 2.
Okay, I move that the City of Oak Hill reopen and reconsider approval of the Oak Bridge Colony preliminary plan application because of due process problems, and that we consider it on January 13th of 2025 or such a time as the city administrator deems appropriate.
Okay. Motion, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second. Any discussion? Any discussion from the public? None at this time. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Warning,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Drollinger,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Catagano,
Yes.
and Commissioner Hyatt.
Yes. Saturday.
Motion passed.
January 13th. Did I say the wrong day?
25th is a Saturday.
Just one second. Let's make sure I did
The
that right.
13th is a Monday, but the 25th on the original
Oh, yeah. I meant to
is
say.
actually
yeah,
a Saturday.
Right.
We don't want to do that.
No.
Oak Hill, I actually have 13th written down here. My dyslexia must have got ahead
I
of
thought you
me.
said 13.
I did too, but we're,
So we need to amend the date from the motion.
January 13th, or such time as Janet
You
sees
did
fit.
say that, yep.
Yeah.
And that's for both of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And the last, or, yeah, second to the last one, is I move that the City of Oak Hill reopen or reconsider the approval of the Oak Hill Town Center Final Development Plan because of due process problems on January 13th, 2025, or at such a time as the city administrator deems appropriate.
Okay, so we're putting it on the 13th.
Okay. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All right. Which one's second? Mark or?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Mark second. Any discussion from commission?
No.
Any discussion from the public? None at this time. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Werning?
Yes.
Mayor Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Drollinger?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Catagano?
Yes.
And Commissioner Hyatt?
Yes.
Motion passes.
It's going to be mayor. This is the last from the past.
God, don't do that.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And finally, I move that the City of Oak Hill reopen or reconsider the approval of the Oak Hill Town Center CDD due to a lack of a workshop as ordered and directed by the City Commission. We should reconsider the Oak Hill Town Center CDD on a date after a workshop or presentation is given to the commission by an expert who is a neutral party, and we should hold a vote.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Carrie second.
Do you have a date in mind to try and
I was just gonna-
work a workshop in?
Well, she has to find an expert first, which, so we need that. So I didn't, that's why I didn't include that, if that's all right, Janet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll give us a date later? Okay.
Any other discussion between commission? Any discussion from the public?
What you're talking about there is this place right down here on crossing Putnam back there.
Bill's Hill.
Bill's Hill.
And what they're trying to do is make them their own entity. You know, is that basically what they're trying to say to us? We don't take care of the streets, we don't mow their grass, but they all get to vote here? That ain't right.
David, they don't pay taxes here.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they all pay taxes.
They're gonna pay taxes and they're gonna take care of the place rather than us.
Yeah.
Let them
And
be.
whether or not we like what they do there, we can't do nothing about
We
it.
approve it first.
No, you don't, that's a Nancy Pelosi fault there.
Okay.
If they want their own government, if they want their own form of government, then they should be able to vote for themselves somewhere else instead of in our city. If we're not gonna get nothing out of them, let them vote somewhere else or don't approve it.
David,
We still get taxes.
before you go, come to the workshop so that you get the whole gist of what it is that we're talking about here.
When is it?
We don't know yet, but we will be sure to let you know.
Somebody let me know, I'll come. You know, why we gonna move in all them people down there that we don't know nothing about? They're gonna govern themselves, they're gonna do what they wanna do in their little community, and damn us. When it comes time to vote, they're gonna come down here and vote against the people that lived here and taken care of this city. You know, that ain't right. Just like Nancy Pelosi, you've gotta read, you've gotta pass the bill before you read.
Thank you for your comment. We have a motion and a second.
Do we have a second?
Yeah, I
Gary
second.
second. Gary second, excellent.
All right, we had our, any other discussion from the public? Not at this time. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Werning?
Yes.
Mayor Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Drollinger?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Catagano?
Yes.
Commissioner Hyatt?
Yes.
Motion passed. Moving on to ordinance number 2024-13.
Thank you.
What are we doing, Martin? Do one or we do
That
one?
one.
That was the M2. You did meets and bounds.
I was ready to go on.
Well, the meets and bounds had already been approved by the prior commission.
It's on here, so we have to go through it.
I thought that one had the names needed to be changed. That's what he said.
Table it for name change.
Name change, that was for ordinance.
If it's being tabled,
All right.
we're done with it.
But then there was three.
One more. Two more. One more.
We were going to deal with. All right.
It's like just arming this.
Number 3, we had the PLDRC member applications. I believe we had some applications that were turned in. And looking for more for planning board?
I kind of thought we were going to table that until Janet got to.
I agree. But that was all part of the 1, 2, 3. She tabled M2.
Yeah, so I guess it just looks like
Did you mean to
the
table
boards and
M3
committees.
also?
Sure, we can table M3.
Okay.
I don't have a problem tabling that.
Consensus of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think we need some more time, and that was pretty fresh.
All right.
Yeah.
City goals. Says none, but.
Give us a
Another
goal,
workshop.
Ricky. Give us a roll. We need a goal.
Give us some motivation.
Another workshop.
Absolutely. A lot of goals to come. Boards and committees, economic development.
Thank you. The question was asked, when's the next job fair? It's scheduled for March or April in 2025 at the Brannan Center. And everybody's invited, especially the commission. Now, I have a request that I put forth for the previous commission, basically got my head handed to me. I'd like to move this podium over here because fairly frequently when people are addressing the commission, we're also addressing the citizens of Oak Hill for whom the commission works. And I think it's rude to turn my back on everybody when I'm talking about things that affect them. Thank you.
They like your back.
Thank you for your comment. Okay.
That was easy.
To Public Works, we have none. Comments and concerns from the commissioners. Ms. Hyatt?
Just want to congratulate you all. I'm a lonely little potato here in an onion patch. Congratulate our new attorney and our new administrator, Janet.
Thank you, Commissioner.
My thoughts are about the
That's it.
same. I'm pretty much the same for me. I want to congratulate everybody from here on over.
We have a comment from
Joe.
Megan Bracey, 145 Westbrook Circle. I just want to put something on the record. I just got a photo from another citizen that is currently at Beef O'Brady's with, I believe, what is I don't know for sure, but a land development attorney, so I'm going to give you the information. So our previous council is currently at Beef O'Brady's discussing city business, even though they're no longer on the council. They're discussing city business and potentially an RPUD that potentially went through with a land development attorney that I believe represents the city of Oak Hill. So I would like to hand that information over to you before the evening's over. Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries. We got this.
Any comments, Jerry?
No, I just wanted to say congratulations to you and welcome and welcome.
Thank you, Joe.
No comments here.
I do. Welcome to Janet, welcome to the new city attorney, and welcome to all of the citizens. I think I can speak for Mark and Ricky when I say that the main objective that we have is to try and bring the community together. We want to have input from the citizens. You're important, and we really want to have your input. Without you, we can't make good decisions. So we just want to thank you all for coming and hope you'll continue to come to our meetings and help participate and be part of our community and get us all working together. We had a former administration that didn't care about the citizens. We do, and we want to hear from you. So please participate, please come to the meetings. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, I want to congratulate Janet, our new city lawyer, and Mark Drollinger and Carrie for joining me up here.
Yep.
And I would like to thank all the veterans that served. You know, they're the reason we're here, the reason we have freedom today. And I want to thank all of you for your votes.
I'll make a motion, we can adjourn and have cake.
And pizza.
Time to party.